go into the garden in a minute. But I'll tell you something now. And this is a good thing. One of the 4 selections have come in. It's the outside chance at 10 to 3. I've got the next highest odds are 3 to 1. Then I've got a 13 to 5. Then I've got a 5 to 2. The last 2 matches, I think they're the 3 to 1 and the 5 to 2. And the 13 to 5 happens on Saturday. So there's still a treble in there. Oh no, was it a 2 to 1? Anyway, 1 selection's down. The other 3 are to go. So, you know, to distract me from all this other nonsense and which is going on, at least I've got that to think about, eh? So yeah, I'm going to be concentrating on that. The police are coming round apparently later on today. So I'm going to go and sit in the garden in a minute. And wait for their arrival. Show them what's going on. Again. Because, you know, the 2 officers that did attend last night could plainly see I was being harassed. And not only that, said, no, we have definitely got to send this to our investigation scene. You know, that's ridiculous. You know? I explained to them what was going on and they got it. They got it. I showed them the type of things that people have been writing in that torture chamber. They were disgusted. Then when I went to go on to explain to them that some of them were former paedophile hunters or current paedophile hunters, it's like, oh God, they almost fell over. So like I said, I made a phone call to the police last night at 28 minutes past 12. And I also made a call to them about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. And they are coming round. Thank God. I mean, public toilet had the stupidity to call whilst they were there, and they'd already seen that this number had been bothering me, and they'd taken down the number, so I answered it in front of them. At least they was able to identify you as the one, you know what I mean, giving me nuisance bloody calls. And as you've had a warning for it before, well, only one that I know about. I'm surprised you haven't had several. You know, it ain't as if you haven't got form for this. You know, the officers that turn up today, I'm going to have to give them, I'm going to have to show them that long list of bloody phone calls. Although, you know, obviously I've showed, I've already emailed that in anyway. But this is all being attached to this complaint. Yeah, and obviously there are similar ones around the country with what they're doing. And now that they know that they've got to look at everything, they do know that now. I mean, I'm pressing that bloody point time and time, everything that you've got. Yeah. They're doing it. And you see, the thing is, all those CRN numbers don't lie. They point to exactly the same people, time after time after time after time. And they show a pattern of abuse as well. Not only towards the individuals, but against their parents, their children, their friends, their aunties, their uncles. If they got somebody to shoot for, they'll fucking shoot at them. Do you think that's right? Do you think if I just said nothing about it and walked away from people adding children, talking sexually about children in that torture chamber, and I did nothing about it, then the next time I go out and sting, because I am going to go out and sting again, don't you worry about that. When this is over, when this, when everything, that might not be till next year. And I'm serious. Until it's completely and utterly safe to do so. I am not going to sting one paedophile. And if I ain't going to be stinging a paedophile over the next fucking 12 months, then so be it. Because if they've got family and I've got it, and I have to tackle him and I give it to him, but then he passes it on to his family and one of his family dies, whose conscience is that going to be on? You know what I mean? That's going to be on my conscience. Because if I was carrying it and give it to him, you know what I mean? That's one thing. It would be accidental, obviously, but there we go. That's what's got to be done at the moment. Well, I believe sincerely that that's what needs to be done at the moment. But that's my opinion, and I'm perfectly entitled to it without getting shot down. It's just my opinion. I know a lot of you don't like it, but that's it. There it is. Now, you see, when this has been going on for over 2.5 years, this abuse against individuals, and I like I said, I only learned about the torture chamber at the beginning of last month. And ever since I've learnt about it, I've been screaming about it. Because of the content of what's being written in there. Especially about people's children. Would I have been right to ignore it and did nothing? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil? I mean, what? What do you want me to do? Ignore it, say nothing? Not report it to you? Be the hypocrite? And the next time I go out and sting a paedophile, where's my credibility then, eh? I'd be the biggest hypocrite out of all. Well, I mean, yeah. That's what I'm aiming at. That's what I'm shooting at. It's the hypocrisy of doing nothing when you're aware of something. Especially with what I do. I do take it seriously. Oh, he's dreaming. Tapping the cupboards with his paw. I mean, Two Short Planks has disappeared because he knew exactly what was going to occur last night. And then he's tried to publicly distance himself by saying, oh, I ain't gonna start on Sanchez because he's got mental health. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, you were in the posse of 5 whilst people were trying to funny phone call me that night, so don't tell me any different. You know, don't ever, don't lie to these people, Ashley. Don't do, well, no, how can I ever, you've lied to them from day bloody one. You call people sluts because they won't accept your bloody friend's request. What's that all about then, eh? 2 short planks? What's that about? Or just don't you like rejection? Or don't you like women that reject you? Or just don't you like women at all? Because it actually, your behaviour towards women and what I've seen of it is entirely misogynistic. Again, let's talk about Geordie's window, shall we? What were you doing that night? Where did you go to? Where did you disappear? Because at that time, you were on night after night after night after night after night after night, late at night, all night, doing something or talking to somebody. But this particular night, you disappear. Again, let's take a look at the other scenario. Joanne Mossop found not guilty. You lose your plot. Start going mad online. 6 hours before a brick gets put through a window, you make a statement saying that Joanne Mossop is expecting something very soon. Or going to get something very soon, or words to that effect. No, very soon. That's it, very soon. And he goes, it's like, I'm not, basically what it amounts to is like, well, I'm not doing it, but I know who did. Or who is. It's like nothing to do with me. Yeah, somebody else is sorting it out. You know what I mean? Basically words to that effect. And isn't it funny that, 6 hours after that statement was made, a brick was thrown through a window. So there's 2 things there. 2 incidents. One is conjecture, but do you know what? You were linked to that. And that's why I realised, that's why Geordie hates you. But I'm guaranteeing you now, if he's seen the shit that was being written in that torture chamber, you know what I mean? If any of you knew what was being written in that torture chamber, you'd explode. And then you'd come to the realisation, it's like, hang on a minute. Sanchez is on to something there. He's actually fucking right. Like I said, I don't start barking and screaming and, jumping up and down anymore unless I'm definitely onto something. Otherwise, there'd be no point. If I was onto nothing, or there was nothing in it, I wouldn't be saying it. I just find it weird. The night that Geordie's window got put in, you were absent. And then the second incident, 6 hours before Joanne Mossop has her window put through, you're saying to others that she's expecting, she's going to get something very soon. And then the statement after that, obviously, oh, nothing to do with me. But yeah, somebody else is sorting that out. It's the implication of those words. Words to that effect, you know. Attacking people's houses is wrong. Like I said earlier, we've all got the right to have an opinion. You can't shoot anybody down for having an opinion. You can disagree with them. You can discuss your disagreement. But to do what you've done to some people is beyond sick. The way you speak about some children, like I said before, if any of you got kids under the age of 16, you know what I mean? Social services certainly need to be having a word with you. Because there's only one person really mainly posting the vile things in there. But none of the others, they're all chuckling and laughing about it. And sort of trying to choose, like, you know, they're trying to just sort of bully, you know, they're just sort of spraying off everywhere. You know, the night before last, like you know, I had that blooming itchy blanket offering me. You know, I said that, you know, I showed them that screenshot too. I mean, they were almost, honestly, these two officers, like, do you know what? They're the best two. Thanks for calling them. Honestly, right, that's the only time I can ever thank you for calling the police. To get those two here that actually bloody understood what I was on about. And then they had proof of living public toilets, you know, abusive calls. And I'm only referring them to that because they are the lowest of the low. So I bet I'll tell you what, right? If public toilet was an actual public toilet, you wouldn't want to go for a piss in it. It'd be like the toilet near Shanghai train station. Now, if you've ever been to that toilet, you'll know what I'm on about. It was basically 2 inches deep in urine. It's luckily I was wearing steel toe cap waterproof boots. Because I had to wade through that. Oh. But that's the type of public toilet he is. Because, you know, certainly in China, you know, I mean, I'm not just going to have a piss in the street, am I? Well, wouldn't do that here anyway, but you know what I'm saying. You wouldn't find a bush anywhere and piss in it in Shanghai, would you? Fuck. Especially when you're being followed by fucking Chinese secret police. It's only because my ex was a mathematician. So obviously, you know, with her title, doctor, yeah, I thought, British doctor, we're going to keep an eye on you too. And you see the same guy, yeah, in different clothes on different days. It's quite funny. Obviously, you weren't going to be cheeky and wait. You just try and ignore them, like, you know. But they wouldn't always be there. They would, you know what I mean? Not, not always be, yeah. You just see them about. Which is a little bit discombobulating, to be perfectly honest with you. It's like, ooh. But then I suppose I doubt many of you have actually, I doubt many of you have actually been followed by Chinese state security, like, you know what I mean? So you won't know what I'm on about. But it is a nice country. It doesn't seem to have too many, I mean, obviously, but the standard of living there is quite good. And they can counterfeit and copy absolutely anything. From iPhones and God knows, honestly, they're master craftsmen, the Chinese. They can forge anything that looks like a Western product. They do have real Apple stores and things like that. I mean, and they have McDonald's. And don't go into McDonald's because there's gob all over the floor. That's one of the things the Chinese do. They gob all over the place. So you sort of like, you see it in McDonald's. Like, oh, nah. You just want to grab a quick burger. I fucking eat McDonald's anyway. Yeah, it's like, oh no, honestly, really? It's like you're tiptoeing your way through gob. That's what you're doing. Never been to Shanghai. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I've also been told by Chinese secret police. Her brother was getting married out there. He was an English teacher. He was marrying this Chinese girl, very lovely woman. Actually, the whole family's lovely. And bloody master chefs, I'm telling you. And unlike here, right, where it's polite where you eat all your food, yeah, over there, yeah, it's always polite to leave some, leave some in your, it's like in the bowl still. Yeah, that's manners, yeah, because then it shows that they fed you enough. But if you keep on eating, they'll keep on giving it you. So that's Chinese etiquette. And they're the politest, nicest, kindest people in the world. Very conservative for a communist state. For many, it isn't acceptable to date until they're 25. That's how conservative it is in China. Because under 25, you're still too young to get married. I went to a beautiful sushi restaurant over there. Went twice actually in Shanghai, and it was £15. And they were coming in with these sides of salmon, these prawns, bits of shark, and yeah, you know, I mean, it'd be on a platter, it'd be fucking massive, like, you know, with this the whole side of salmon and all this, like, with wasabi and plum wine, my God. And you could drink, you know, it was all you could eat and all you could drink. Now, obviously, they try and offer you rice, but fuck that, that fills you up. And you just kept on eating it, and even if you were full, it's like, nah, I want more, like, and you know, you we ate it, we ate it. And this bloody salmon wasn't small, and you're getting chunks like that. So obviously, you know, it's like whoa, all laid out on ice. The second time I went there was only one toilet, and it's one of the old buildings in Shanghai. It wasn't one that, you know, because a lot of, you know, obviously, you know, there's been a lot of construction in China, especially over the last 30 years. You know, construction and their economy has boomed because they're actually taking on capitalist principles, believe it or not. Of course, they won't admit that. But yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, but they're lovely Chinese people. You know what I mean? Polite, kind. And if you don't stop eating, yeah, they'll just keep on feeding you. That's it. But this was prawns in their shells. It's like, yeah, whack. uh, Shell and all. Oh, apart from the tail, because that is a little bit too tough to chew, isn't it? But everything else is fair game. Yeah, but the second time we went, first of all we went as a group, then me and my girlfriend went. And obviously after the rice wine, I was a bit desperate for a piss, but they only had one toilet in there. Oh my God. A Chinese couple had gone in there, and I think they were having sex. It's like, why are they taking so fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. I know there's two of people. I thought, well, why are two people going in there? Oh, when they come out, and then the situation was getting even more desperate and desperate, and I kept on going, oh, come on, waiting by the toilet, then running back to the bloody table, trying to take the mind off of it, more food. Oh no, and they were in there for about 3/4 of an hour, and the restaurant staff were knocking on the door. I was like, oh, I couldn't do something about that. I'm desperate for a piss. And they were banging on the door, and then they emerged smiling. Three bastards. Thank you. Oh, done, lad. You wait, I mean, 3/4 of an hour. That ain't bad in a restaurant toilet, is it? You know what I mean? No, I've done 10 times better than that, but yeah, that's me. I mean, but in a fair play, lad. Like, you know what I mean? Thanks, fuck off, get out. I need a piss. Oh dear. Would I go there again? Yeah, I think I would. Beijing, been to Tiananmen Square and the old city past Mao's tomb. Apparently there were two effigies and one real one. But nobody ever, I mean, you can't get close enough to the coffin to actually tell. But you can't act, well, we didn't go in there. But then you've got the ancient city where the emperors used to live. And then right outside there you've got Tiananmen Square. And it's strange because every Chinese citizen that was going into Tiananmen Square were being searched by the police, and every foreigner was just being let past to walk through. It's quite mental, that. It's like, yeah, you're searching all your own, you know, it's like, and obviously that was the site of that awful massacre, wasn't it? But it's huge. It's massive. Gargantuan, that square. It is absolutely fucking, ooh. And then you've got the Great Wall of China, looking out over onto the Mongolian steppes. And spent a month there. And obviously went to this Chinese wedding. And it's a tradition. I mean, they all go to bed early. They all go to bed about 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, so the wedding reception went on till about 10:30. It's like, oh, is that it? Is that it? But oh my God, they were doing toasts with rice wine. It's like, oh, anyway, you know, slaughter. And then, you know, tradition, you know, you don't have a disco and all like you have here. Yeah, all their family and friends in this like, restaurant having a meal, and then people sing. And I sang Green Grow the Rushes, oh. I'll give you one, oh, green grow the rushes, oh. That one. One is one and all alone and never knows what shall we be, so I'll give you two, oh, green grow the rushes, oh. That one. So I sang that. Yeah, they are lovely, aren't they, Laura? They are really nice people. They are told over there, though, that the Holocaust didn't happen. And that it's Western propaganda. And at the moment, they've got a population problem. They've got an ageing population due to their one-child policy. So people of working age are rarer and rarer over there now. So obviously, I'm sure they're going to have to get foreigners to fill the, you know, some posts over there. Would I move over there? Not to live in a city. Because although they're pristine and clean, you know, the streets and everything, and they're well ordered, and, you know, there's like wide streets, avenues, and signs in just Chinese. That's fucking confusing. You know, it's like, where are we? But, you know, again, you sort of just point off of landmarks, don't you? And try and work, and always work out where you've been, and always have a reference point to every time you make a turn in and record it. Otherwise, you're just going to end up getting lost. You know, in China especially, you know what I mean? It's like, what's this map? So what's that called? And they've got this, yeah, in Shanghai, they've got this underground, it goes under the river, and it's called the Love Train. Yeah, and it goes from one side of the river to the other, and there's all these lights and all, you know, it's like this sort of like yeah, it's really quite, yeah, it's quite, and that's what goes underneath the river in Shanghai. Where is it? Yeah, Yangtze, I think it might be. Might be wrong, because obviously there are several rivers there. I can't remember which one, you know. So obviously there's one in Beijing and one in Shanghai. But I'm not entirely, I couldn't honestly possibly identify which one was which. Yeah, but this wedding's like deepest, darkest China. They'd never, you know, they never seen Westerners before. So we get a bus to this bus station. And this is about 3.5, 4 miles outside of Nanjing. Yeah, because they got married in Nanjing at the registry office and had their photograph taken there, and they had sort of, yeah, the photographs that they do in China is you know, they're quite good actually. The wedding photos in China, they really really go to town on them, and they, you know, and not that I'll ever get married, not with a face like mine. Anyway, oh yeah, so it's about 3.5 hours outside of Nanjing, which is quite inland anyway. So we're quite deep into China now, and we get off at this bus station, and they're white, I'm brown, yeah, and all of a sudden we're surrounded by all these Chinese people. So, oh, Westerners. We haven't seen Westerners before. It's like, but hang on, how brown are you? It's like, you, them? It's like, yeah, I'm with them. And that's the day, I mean, like I said, you know, and then we tried to get a taxi and then tried getting, you know, then the taxi driver let Jim and Joanne, they went off in one taxi and we were in another. And oh, yeah, and Pete, yeah, they were in one taxi, and then it was my partner, myself, and her mum in the other. This bloke was just sat here. I thought, oh no, this is India all over again. Am I gonna have to start shouting at this asshole in a minute? I'll tell you about the story about the time I kicked the fuck out of a tuk-tuk. He nearly made it, so I can read a map. You know what I mean? You know, so like, I know where I'm going. But this bloke was going all around. He took about 30 minutes, yeah, to make a 5 minute fucking trip. It's like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, get to this place. I can't remember the name of the little town now. We get to the reception, and there's about 300 bloody Chinese people waiting just to see us. And they're letting off Chinese fireworks, and most of them aren't going into the reception, right? You know what I mean? They're just there to see us. So after all this rice wine and green grow the rushes over, we go up, yeah, and there's a brother, myself, yeah, and my girlfriend, and Jim and Joanne, having more rice wine because you get immune to it after. Well, immune to the taste of it is fucking vile. Yeah, but it's just one of those things you know, it's, man, you got to do it. Try it. Oh God. Anyway, I woke up the following morning. It's like, oh God. Yeah, well, you know, I don't get hangovers. It's like, bit cloth-headed this morning. I feel right, yeah. You know, there must be a barber's round here somewhere. So I said to my girlfriend, look, I'm just gonna find a barber's and go and go and have a shave. Now I learned, yeah, You know, especially when I was going off anywhere by myself, although I probably knew I'd be all right, that I'd stick to one square, yeah, or just tack around like that, yeah. If I was going to do anything, I'd do it in squares to get back to a central point. So I'm wandering along, it's like, phew, yeah, it's like, fuck, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm still pissed, really, yeah. So I wander into this barber. This barber looks at me as if I've just landed from Mars. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, could I have a shave, please? Yeah. And what was that? That was 20 renminbi, which is about 25 pence, I think. Well, that was the exchange rate at the time, I believe. Might have been cheaper than that. Actually, I can't remember the exchange rate, how many renminbi there were to the pound back then. So yeah, I sort of like have the shave and it's like I'm feeling slightly better. And I mean, it's like, yeah, I'll be all right. Just get you some air in your lungs, Sanchez, right? And just fucking walk. And yeah, so even some, you know, it's like I do even refer myself to, you know, I do. Because people call it, right, Sanchez? You got to walk this off, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Have a walk around the block. So I get to the main street and I'm walking down the street, and all of a sudden I'm surrounded. And there's this one guy that spoke English, and the rest of them, and he was translating what I was saying to everybody else. It's like, where are you? You know, it's like, where are you from? And they were just, they all shaking my hand, giving me cuddles. It's like, yeah, I'm still pissed, mate. And then one of them said, "You're going to, you're coming with us." I'm going, what? Because no, I took him into a bank. I was drawing them a map of the world. I'm a little bit from here and a little bit from there and a little bit from there. Oh, really? It's like, bloody hell. So he goes, no, he goes, you're going to teach English at the local school. I'm going, what? No, I said, I can't. I can't walk into a school with a head into a school with an head like this. It's like that. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't do that. I said, besides, I said, you know, they won't know where I've gone. He said, no, it's okay. We'll tell them. He said, look, dude, no, I can't. I should have done though. I should have just buggered off with them. Actually, and just gone, yeah, this will be a laugh. But actually, no, I was still quite squiffy, and that's not a state to enter a school in. You know what I mean? No matter where you are. So yeah, I just about managed to squeak out of that one because I swear, if, you know, if they wanted to, they could have just thought, "No, you're coming with us." It's like, all right then. That's the time I was almost kidnapped to a Chinese school. Yeah, but oh god, yeah, this taxi journey in Delhi, oh my god. Now we had to get a train to get to the station where you get onto. I can't remember the name of the station now. It will come to me in a moment. But it's the I don't know whether you've seen the oh, Shimla. That's it. It's a certain station, but it's up to the hill station in Shimla, and it's a narrow gauge railway. And if you there's a series on the BBC. Well, it used to be on this. You might be able to see it on repeat, and it's Indian Hill Railways. Yeah, so that no, Calcutta to Shimla. That's it, the Calcutta to Shimla line. Yeah, I can even remember seeing Atamaram. Yeah, the porter there. It's like, you know, do you want us to carry your bags? It's like, no, dude, we're going to Manali, you know. But thanks, you know, we're just grabbing a taxi, and yeah, we did. We got a taxi to Manali instead of grabbing the bus. I think that cost about it cost about 10 quid. It was about a 3 hour journey. and over some of the most beautiful terrain on the planet. I mean, that railway was one thing. That fucking dangerous road is another. I prefer a taxi and not a bus, my God. I mean, you've got the wheels about like 18 inches from the side of a friggin' 200-metre drop into a river. It's like, yay. And they're going, and they don't slow down. They're going around it like as fast as they fucking can. And you're stuck in this bed compartment at the top of the coach, right? It's like, yeah. Got the window open, you're looking out, there's this 200-metre drop, or even more at points, you're thinking, oh, and you're just seeing the road underneath, it's like, fucking hell. Will you survive? So yeah, I'd prefer a taxi over a bus any day of the week. I'd ride an Enfield along it though. Just not very quickly. So that is a slow the fuck down road. I mean, I reckon the maximum speed that I would be, yeah, I'd feel comfortable with is about 40 mile an hour. I mean, it's all right if you're going towards it because obviously, they drive on the same side, so you're away from the cliff edge, but on the way back, oh my God. But no, but even then, these buses are swinging out onto that side to get round fucking. Oh, you. Ugh. But then I do want to go over the world's highest road. And that's the one that leads from India to China. And that is one fucked up road. By all accounts. I mean, it is at a point where you start, you could start suffering the effects of altitude sickness. I mean, the Manali to Leh, Manali to Leh. No, the Manali to Srinagar. That's it. Well, that's the second highest road. That's at 5,000 meters. At 5,000 meters, that's where you start to get at, that's where you could start suffering the effects of altitude sickness. Yeah, I bet it is, Joanne. I bet it is. I bet it is. No, but you haven't got some lunatic Indian at the wheel, right, going hell for leather. Yeah, I mean, when I was coming back from the cricket match in Mumbai, which was quite a safe, open road, the driver suffered a blowout, and he kept his foot on the accelerator. No, this doesn't matter. And it's like after about a minute, he's like, no, actually, I better stop. It's like, what? You just had a fucking blowout. But it's like, no, I ain't gonna get away with that. Fuck it, I'm gonna have to change the wheels. Oh, brilliant. Because in Hindi there is no such word as accident. That's one thing. They don't it ain't an accident. It was meant to happen. You know? So that's why I think they drive like they're well, I don't know, like, there's one rule. Might is right. So if it's bigger than you, get the fuck out of the way. And the other thing you've got to be wary of, especially at night, driving on the motorbike, is errant cows, because they're just allowed to wander all over the fucking place. You know, and they're everywhere. You'd be sat on the beach and a cow will walk past. It's like, what's that? And the only place you could get a steak, well, Goa. I think you could get steak in. You couldn't get. No, you couldn't get that up there. You have sort of more German bakeries. Oh, bloody hell! German bakeries over there. My God, they are brilliant. But a flight to India would cost you about 400 notes, maybe 500, depending on what time of year you went, and obviously the geographical location. It depends where the monsoon is, yeah, or, you know, where the rains are. Because it does, like, yeah, circulate around there. But then once you get there, a taxi to your location. I mean, get the airport one, because you're not geared up for, you know, and you're not used to the currency, and you just think, oh, 100 rupees, you know, you almost forget yourself. It's like 70 rupees to the pound then. But, you know, until you start to realise the prices of things, then just get the airport taxi. Don't go for a travel agent. Just book a place. Yeah. Just get the taxi driver to take you there. I mean, you save paying the travel agent. You save all the middlemen. You save the tour operators. You know, their fees, and putting you up in, you know, a certain hotel. Because one of the things that they'll tell you whilst you're on a package holiday, so, oh no, you don't want to be going and doing this, you know, because these parts are dangerous. It's bollocks, are they dangerous? They just want you to go on their trip. That's why they do it. Oh, come along, we'll show you what we're doing over the next 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, all right then. It's all right for it, you know, this extra and that extra. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you can do anything, get on a local bus, no matter where you are. Getting on a Sri Lankan bus is a little bit like a wrestling match. You've literally got to pull people out the way. It's the only time, yeah, where you don't do it. You get it, yeah, so you can get a seat. And you're not standing. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I was taught how to do that by Raja. He goes Simon. He goes Simon. He goes, what you got to do is you got to push. You literally got to fight for your seat. It's like, right, okay then. He goes, what? He goes, you lead. He goes, I'll follow. Okay, yeah. He goes, see how you do. But you both got a seat. He goes, yeah. He goes, you crack that. Yeah, I know. I know. I've got to go over there and see them as well. I do miss them. I miss Norilia. And the lads. The entire family. Hook up with Saddam and The men now. I think one's just got himself a new girlfriend. Quite recently. Or in slang terms, a girlfriend. Yeah, so I've got 1 out of 4. The first bet's landed. That's 10. I've got, like I said, a 10-3. And that was the highest, the highest odds one that out of the 4 selections. Because the other lot are, there's 3-1, and then there's a 5-2 and a 13-5, which is lower, 13-5, and then the 5-2 in that descending order. 10-3, 3-1, 13-5, and 5-2. On a 5, that'll earn you 1,096. Statistics wise, 3 of these should come true. The 4, and then you've got the extra one. I mean, it'd be safer doing a treble, but then even the treble could up because that's sport. Obviously, that extra thing is just that, that little bit extra, that thing that just boosts it from, that to that. So again, I will coach you about this betting, this betting lark that I'm very much ahead of. In Sponduli wise, it's been a good tool, so I can't complain that that it's one of the best value things I've ever. It's like, well, has it cost me anything? Nah, it's cost me fuck all. It's definitely worth the subscription price. So if you want the remaining treble which is there, then I'm quite happy to coach you through that one. Alright, and I'll show you which buttons to press and do all of that, because I think the next matches are Saturday and then there's one on Sunday. So, yeah. All is good. All is good. Oh no, 2 on Sunday, 1 on Saturday, that's right. I think, is that right? Yeah, that's right. The 2 on Sunday are on exactly the same time, so that's a bit fucked up. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I mean, if the one wins on Saturday, then Sunday's going to be, 90 minutes of, tender hooks. Well, right now, I think I'm going to land this fucker. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't make money, and I'm not being greedy with it. It's like, oh yeah, well actually I did that out of £2.50, so then it'll be alright for me to stick 250 quid on this. No, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? Don't ever get carried away with yourself. Keep yourself grounded, keep it level, keep it disciplined, keep it real, you know what I mean? And whatever you do, never put yourself in debt because of it. That's not worth it either. So if you are going to take my tips, then please, I will implore you, please be responsible. Because I'd hate to be responsible for you getting yourself into financial trouble. But you shouldn't get into any trouble if you you know follow my baby steps. If you want to do just say I either put on £2.50 or a fiver. I put on £2.50 as a fivefold, but I put on £5 as a fourfold, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because obviously because of the multiplication factor in just doing that. Have I landed fivefolds? Yes, I have. And on that, both teams to score, which is exactly what I've done. One team to win and both teams to score. And I've done that off that stats engine. So yeah, it's really, it's the best thing I've ever friggin' invested in, to be honest. And then, as soon as I was sort of like really smashing the absolute granny out of it, coronavirus hit. It's like, cheers. Thank you. But there we go. That's life, isn't it? It can't be any other way. But I'll beat all odds. This could land. If it don't, I ain't gonna get too pissed off about it. I mean, it's just nice that the first one lands, and then if the second one lands, and that's good. And then Sunday is bitey naily time, isn't it? I didn't even watch that match yesterday. It's like I logged in this morning. It's like, yeah, that did it. All right, fair play, well done. Yeah. That doesn't mean go out and sort of like throw the next, something else on the next, the three that are remaining. It's like, no, just stay calm, leave it. You know what I mean? So I'd just be throwing money away. Yeah, so never be tempted to do shit like that. Or go off on your little, wandering off to what I do, it's like, yeah, what canvases used to do. They either, wander off and chasing rainbows, or you know what I mean, or, or skiving. And a lot of the break times when there was neither a pub or a cafe, or even if there was, they try and park. This was when I was a canvasser. They try and get one near a bookies, and they were quite bad. They were terrible gamblers. And I used to just sit there and just watch them. It's sort of like it was mental. There was one guy, he stuck 400 quid into a slot machine. Where was this? I think that was Burbage, actually. Near Leicester. And yeah, we stopped in for lunch. And he was the team manager. He's like, yeah, let's have a go on the free. He was at you on the. I mean, he doesn't do that anymore. He's given up. I think. Or at least he told me he had the last time I saw him. Fucking hell, how long have I known him? 22 years. Fucking hell. 22 years I've known that guy. He's... Oh my god, yeah. This guy, right, I ain't gonna mention his name just in case he gets trolled by any of you buggers that are trolling people. Yeah, but... He has his team in the office, gets into the car, And before they go anywhere else, right, this other guy pipes up and goes, why don't we stop at Rich's cider farm so we can, you know, so I can grab some cider? And the team leader said, yeah, I suppose it's a little bit out of the way. He goes, but it's on the way. He goes, yeah, fair play. He goes, we'll do that. They drive to Rich's cider farm. They do whatever they're doing there. No, it was at Thatcher's. It was one of the two. It would have been there. It would have been the Thatcher's one. It would have been the Thatcher's. Yeah, that's it. It would have been the Thatcher's cider shop. That's right. That would have been on the way where they were going, which was Southampton. And they're driving. They get near Longley, and some bright spark goes, "Why don't we go to Longley?" He goes, yeah, all right. Fucking drives them. They're in Longley. They're in Longley. They're in the safari park, right? And Brent was a bit of a boy. He was a bit of a boy racer, yeah. And I think he was going a little bit too fast along. Yeah, he lost control of the car, didn't it? He sort of planted it right head on into a tree. Oh, I wasn't there. But apparently, when the boss turned up, oh my god, he was chasing Brent. He was chasing this guy around. Yeah, written off a company car by skiving at Longleat Safari Park. You couldn't make that up, could you? Then you got the story about Strange But True. Oh my god. That was a bloke that was off the chart. His fucking nickname, innit? Strange But True. Just like mine was Sanchez. They were funny days. You know, when I went to work, I loved it. I loved my job. I loved my canvassing job. I loved my regional sales manager job. And I really loved my double glazing job. Because you imagine door knocking doesn't pay very much, but believe you me, it does. If you know what you're doing, door canvassing is a really good way to make money. But you've got to work at it. You've got to work at communication. Like I said, I'm a veteran of 400,000 doors. Oh, where was it? Hinkley. Was it Hinkley? There's this really bloody tough place outside of Leicester that they won't buy anything. Oh God, is it? No, is it Hinkley? Oh. No, I've been to some rough houses. Oh shit! This bloke once asked me in. There was just there's 30 cats. Oh, I could hardly breathe. Yeah, I think that was Hinkley actually. I think it's the first junction off the M69, which leads to Leicester. And it's that first junction or that second junction down there. One of those two. Because then it splits off and then goes off to remember it in a minute. Leicester was a cracking place to work. Beautiful city, I like it, I love it. And the Indian food there is fantastic. That's the first time I ever tried a chicken tikka roll. You right, baby boy? Do you know, up he comes. Good lad. It's too, you know, it's too hot out there for you, isn't it? You know. But Daddy's going to spend a bit of time, a bit more time. I ain't going to leave you in here by yourself. Whilst it's warm, too warm. I did that yesterday, didn't I? You need company more than anything. Just like I need your company, isn't it? Hmm? You good lad? You good boy? Hey. Oh yeah, I was just wondering if anybody could shed any light on who Josh Bentman is. If that's possible. So I had him messaging me last night, almost trying to demand screenshots of any evidence I had. I was like, I don't know who you are. And then again, it's nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I'm dealing with this, you're not. I can't share it with you. The only people I've got to share it with is the police. Just like the numbers, the addresses, and everything else. You know what I mean? That I've only been made aware of. I know where people live, but you know, I'm not going to reveal where they are. There's absolutely no way I'll reveal what they are, where they are. No way on God's green earth. Especially if they had children. You know? Especially if they had children. And you know what? Even if I didn't like you, I didn't get on with you, and I saw your child being abused, would I ignore it? Or do something about it? I'd fucking do something about it. Even although I might not like you as a person, I would protect that kid. In the best way that I possibly could. And I'd truly try and help you and alert you to it. You know? Even if I didn't like you. Wouldn't expose them all over the fucking internet. In that vile chat room. Or talk about raping them and things like that. Itchy blanket. Yeah, I will say this though. Itchy blanket is the one that's saying all this shit. And I mean, I can't give anybody else for being, you know, the protagonist in there, you know, much credit. But I mean, they're almost encouraging it. But they're not you know, the others. None of the others are writing that type of shit. Some, you know, I mean, other people, you know, might be sharing, you know what I mean, like, I don't know. But he's the main one anyway. He's the one that's writing the most poisonous, vindictive, racist, and it's sort of like delving into pedophilic chat in that, you know, out the lot of them. You know, I mean, if you've got an 80-20 rule to anything, yeah, Pareto's theory, your mathematician again, he's responsible for 80% of the disgusting chat in there. But then they're all complicit because they're joining in. But as far as the disgusting comments go, it's Mulhern, Mr. Itchy Blanket. You know? If it's the one that's posting people's kids' pictures up, yeah, it's Itchy Blanket. If there's anybody that ever mentions the raping of children and laughing about it, it's Itchy Blanket. You know? You know, whilst they're indulging in that sickness, then they've got the temerity to go around and then accuse innocent people of paedophilia and writing shitty reports and false reports about them. Not good. Not good. I mean, not good. It's absolutely fucking disgraceful. That's what it is. There can't be any excuse for it. There cannot be a single reason why you inhabit that chat group. You know, if they've added your kids, I mean, all you had to do is screenshot what somebody had done, find out who they were, and go to the police. But did anybody do those things? Well, a few did. That genuinely didn't want anything to do with it. When you started victimising their kids. But you lot, no. No. And the reason why I call him Itchy Blanket, yeah, is because he's the one that is most likely to go to prison. Although, you know, Too Short Planks is as well. And public toilet. And I will admit, the less are guilty by a lesser degree. I mean, I'd only class the rest as guilty by association and guilty in support of it. I mean, what haven't I alerted you to? Which cop could possibly be deemed by me saying anything indecent against it? I mean, these people, yeah, they're being indecent every single day. They're picking on kids every single bloody day. They're picking on people hourly. Like I said, the police have seen my crank calls. Those two officers that came last night almost fell over. And do you know what? There's nothing on that. Yeah, I don't, you know, I'm sort of go, oh no, I've called you and now I'm going to delete it. No, that log that I've shown you, yeah, and I can't, honestly, if I posted the screenshots of what they've done to me over the last 5 days, and do you know what? I'll even have the courtesy to scrub a lot of public toilets numbers out, because do you know what? I'm not going to be guilty or complicit in any of their behaviours or any of their actions. I'm not going to name any of your phone numbers. I'm not going to name any of your addresses. I'm not going to name any of your families. I'm not going to go at any of your friends. Yeah? I'm not going to tell your friends about what you're doing and your associates and the way that you're behaving, or sending them screenshots to show you how you're behaving. I'm not going to do anything like that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to send these screenshots to the police and pray to God that they'll do something about it. Now we're getting these bank of crime reference numbers together, and now I've explained it quite exhaustively. to the office. Well, I mean, not exhaustively last night, but they got it. They got it. They truly got it. I mean, it's all the calls that the funny phone calls that, well, not funny, actually. I'll give him some credit there. He didn't hide his phone number. So I tell you what, out of all of them, that man, yeah, I'll give him credit for where credit's due. At least he didn't hide his fucking number. Don't expect brownie points though, sunshine. Because now the police have got it. The police have seen exactly what you're doing. You've already had warnings from the police. Yeah? About a lady that lives quite nearby. Well, I've got the CRN for that. I haven't asked her permission to use it either. Because public toilet, you were bullying a woman in her bloody 50s. It's like, I mean, where do you actually start fucking getting off public toilet? Really? Picking on lone women by themselves? Fucking hell. And then be complicit in that chat. That's even worse. If you're in there and you're interacting with these arseholes, that's bad enough. Because you're supporting what they're doing and what they're saying about people. So guilty by association and guilty by the support of it. If you just began to realise what I've uncovered and the level of it, and see that they're putting children at risk, and if you understand that I'm only here to protect those children, then maybe you'd understand why I've stood up. Maybe you understand why I've spoke out. And some of you were aware and didn't have the courage to do so. And I applaud the ones that have tried. Because nobody on God's green earth should be subjected to that amount of abuse. Nobody has the right to attack anybody's home. Again, especially when they've got children in it. And even if they don't, what gives you the fucking right to go around and behaving like fucking yobs, fucking vandals, thugs? Because if there's thuggery going on, it's in that torture chamber too. And it was in that torture chamber 1. Who remembers of torture chamber 1? There was that Laura Cooper. She was in torture chamber 1. Then she asked to join torture chamber 2. Now in torture chamber 1, they were already exposing kids and picking on people, vulnerable people. Yeah. So you can't excuse the tagline that you asked to access TC2 and just like that, you get added to it. Because everything that was going on in the original torture chamber was sick in itself. And then you start beating because they've exposed your kids. I'm ever so sorry. But they've been exposing other people's children for bloody years. Have you ever sat up and done anything about it? No. You just joined in or observed and watched it float by you. And that is a disgrace in itself. That's why I don't join these shitty things like masturbate and yeah. They're full of poisonous people with poisonous aims. And all they want to do is snipe at one another. Because I stand up for kids. And when kids are being abused in this type of way, and especially in this type of community, especially that, then I'm damn right I'm gonna fucking stand up and say something. Jesus Christ. You all claim to stand up against child abuse, and there it is, going on right in front of you. Some of you may be aware, some of you may not be. But there it is, it's going on, yeah? And the ones that are aware aren't doing anything. They've never called the police on the level of the chat and the level of the bullying of people in that chat. So they're complicit. The ones that have always been in torture chamber 1 and in torture chamber 2. Especially the ones in torture chamber 2. You know, which inhabited the likes of Two Short Planks, Itchy Blanket, Public Toilet, Running Urine. Now, you see, the thing is, last year, right, Two Short Planks offered somebody £250 to go and beat Peter Green all up. Yeah? Even although, right, the imbecile admitted on that live it would only cost 50 quid for him to get on a train. And then you've got to also like put, you know, well, if he's just had a case dropped again, you know, you're trying to get Joanne Mossop done. Yeah, because the amount of trolling, Joanne probably lost control once. And I don't blame anybody for losing control for some of the things that people say to us. So then the police started looking into it. Found not guilty. Yeah. Two Short Blanks has lost his cool. He's blasting all over Facebook. And lo and behold, less than 3 weeks after, yeah, and 6 hours before the attack, he said she was expecting something very soon. Now you'll notice that he's disappeared. And he's saying that, oh, I'm not going to start on people with mental health problems. No, it's because I've got him. That's why he's disappeared. No other reason. No other reason whatsoever. 6 hours before a window was put through. And I know when Joe's about 5 foot. Well, she said she's about 5 foot. I think that was right. Yeah. As far as I can see, the window is about 7 or 8. It's about 2 foot above, because there's steps that are going up to the front door, and then there's, yeah, a higher window, if you like. So somebody at 5 foot, throwing a brick at the trajectory and the angle and the force it had been thrown at, and that's very important. There's no way somebody of small stature, unless they were a bloke, with a mighty throw, but it certainly wouldn't have been a woman that threw that. No way it would have been a woman. And it wouldn't have been running urine either. But it is an associate of running urine. Who we all now temporarily call broken silicon. It ain't funny, but it's true. Even that's confused some of you. Anyway, right? They're not broken arrow or broken this or broken that, broken silicon. You know? Or vandalised teepee. I don't know, I ain't made my mind up yet. Whoever that fucker was though, is a nasty bastard. And why the handwritten note? Why is that note not being taken away from DNA analysis? Why has that not happened? Because we're actively proven that the attack was known. We actively know. We don't know precisely who threw the brick. But we do know that Two Short Planks had prior knowledge of it. And he knew who was doing it. Hence the sentence is that Two Short Planks wrote. And, that's why I'm calling him Two Short Planks. Because, literally, he's just landing every single one of you in it. And I don't mean sort of like neck deep, I mean nostril deep. It's like that. Now, and you're thinking really, really, really slowly, but it will happen. I won't. I'm going to prove it right. I'm going to prove this right. And by your disgusting behaviour last night, I can only tell you right here and right now, that's only ever made me more determined to get you. You think I'm backing down after you've done that? Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. There's no one backing down from cowards like you. Every man, jack, one of you a coward. And you're enabling abuse. And some of you hypocrites stand up there and say you stand against it. That's the crime of this all. And this is where I end my missive. Yeah. Horse's mouth. Joe, horse's mouth. I'll catch you later. You know, do you know what? Right, I've got his number. She asked me for it. Yeah. And you know what? I said, I'm ever so sorry, I can't do that. You know? I ain't gonna be sharing numbers of any sort. Yeah? Yeah, but actually, I want to leave that bloke out of it. Or, although he did say keep me out of it. Yeah, I said, right, yeah, I'm going in after TC2. He said, yeah, leave me out of it. It's like, right, okay, then fine. And then he wouldn't stay out of it. Kept on getting in my way. Saying that he didn't want to get involved and then was getting involved. It's like, look, don't get involved. But he continued to get involved. And I kept asking him to stop. Also asked, when he was added to TC, I asked him to investigate. I said, what's that? Did he? Did he fuck? Just like I asked him for 3 times of support on that first thing of mine. Just like that time. And just to true form, he's let me down every single fucking time. So thanks for that. I used to look up to you. It's such a pity. Because I thought the world of you. And your team. I still do. Of your team, definitely. I do think the world of them. I do respect them. But I do not respect this action. I don't respect the response to my report. Which I find that I think you're burying things rather than sort of like listening to what the fuck's going on. You're not listening to anything that I'm fucking saying. So what's the fucking point? Kept telling you, leave it. Oh, I've got it. Leave it. I've got it. Leave it. I've got it. Would you leave it? No, would you fuck? Oh, Sanchez, leave it. Sanchez, leave it. There's children being abused. And you want me to leave it? Fuck my life. I never knew, and I never imagined you'd turn into such a base hypocrite. At that, I'm going to say goodbye.